She secretly cared for a starving alien baby dragon for 10 years. Now the truth is revealed. The night sky above the sprawling city of Nevera gleamed with 1,000 satellites and orbital stations. Luma Faraday, a low-level astro-engineer, trudged home after another grueling 12-hour shift on the station's outer rim. She had always been meticulous, quiet, and painfully ordinary to everyone around her, but she carried a secret that would have made her a pariah in any society. She was a caretaker of the most extraordinary creature in the galaxy. It had started 10 years ago. Luma, barely 19 and fresh out of the academy, had been scavenging near the debris belt surrounding a dying star when she heard the faintest whimper. Following the sound, she discovered a small, scaly creature, no larger than a human infant, huddled amidst the jagged metal fragments of a destroyed starship. Its skin shimmered like molten silver, and its eyes glowed a deep, sorrowful blue. It was a dragon. No, not an Earth dragon, but an alien dragon from a species known as the Irithians, a mythical race in galactic folklore. Most legends said Irithians were extinct, wiped out in the great interstellar wars. But here in her hands lay the very last baby dragon, starving and trembling. Luma had no choice. She couldn't leave it. She smuggled the tiny creature aboard her shuttle and named it Kryn. For 10 years, she had hidden Kryn in the forgotten corners of her life, an abandoned warehouse on the edge of the city, beneath the floorboards of her tiny apartment, and even behind the maintenance shafts of the orbital station. She had learned to feed him carefully, nutrient gels, synthesized plasma, rare minerals harvested from asteroids. Every day, she had watched him grow, from the size of a cat to that of a small horse, his scales turning from molten silver to a deep, iridescent purple. No one could know, the galactic authorities, xenobiologists, or even the black market collectors would have taken him. Kryn's existence was forbidden knowledge, a secret she guarded with her life. But secrets have a way of coming out. The trouble began when Luma received a transmission from the Galactic Council, a call for all citizens to participate in the annual bioscan, a sweep designed to detect illegal life forms. Panic clawed at her chest. Kryn was fast, but he was still young and weak. He wouldn't survive a sudden scan. For days, Luma prepared. She constructed a series of hidden tunnels beneath the warehouse and set up decoy containers. But as she completed the final adjustments, Kryn, sensing her anxiety, emerged from the shadows. His enormous eyes, almost human in their sorrow and understanding, fixed on her. "You're worried," he cooed, not with words, but with the psychic bond they had developed over the years. Irithians could communicate through thought, a language of emotion and sensation. "We must leave, Luma." "I know," she whispered, stroking the soft ridges along his neck. "But where would we go? No world is safe for you now." The answer came faster than she could imagine. A scout drone from the council detected an energy spike, a signature matching Kryn's unique biological markers. Within hours, enforcement ships would arrive. Luma had no time to debate. She packed what she could, prepared the hovercraft, and whispered to Kryn, "We fly tonight." The escape was harrowing. As they navigated the urban canyons of Nevera, the council ships emerged from warp gates like silver predators. Kryn's wings, now fully grown, unfurled in a magnificent display, catching the artificial lights of the city. Luma clung to him as they shot upward, weaving between orbital spires and satellite clusters. Citizens on the streets gaped at the sight, a dragon soaring over a metropolis, its scales shimmering like a nebula. They barely made it into the outskirts, where the debris fields offered temporary concealment. Breathing heavily, Luma realized something she hadn't dared to admit in 10 years. Kryn was ready to leave, to venture into the uncharted territories beyond Nevera's orbit. "I can't hide you forever," she murmured. Kryn nudged her gently with his snout. His eyes reflected both love and an unspoken plea. It was time. And so they fled. Over the next months, Luma and Kryn became legends across the sectors. They navigated asteroid belts, slipped past warships, and survived cosmic storms that tore through solar flares. Kryn thrived, growing larger, his fire no longer merely plasma bursts, but a control force capable of vaporizing the smallest asteroid. But the real revelation came when they entered a remote system near the edge, where sensors detected a massive life form, an adult Irithian, a guardian of a species thought long extinct. The dragon was enormous, its wingspan capable of eclipsing the sun. It scanned Kryn with eyes full of recognition. Luma felt a shiver of awe. Kryn's entire body trembled in response, a mixture of joy and fear. The guardian spoke, not in words, but in a psychic pulse that reverberated through the mind. You have preserved the last of our young. The galaxy owes you a debt, little human. Luma's heart raced. Is it safe? Will they forgive me? The guardian's reply was firm yet gentle. You have protected what the universe sought to erase. That is a deed beyond punishment. You are now part of our lineage. Come with us, and Kryn will no longer hide in fear. For the first time in 10 years, Luma allowed herself to breathe fully. They had reached safety, a hidden world, lush and vibrant, where Kryn could grow without fear. Luma was offered a place among the Irithians' keepers, humans who had bonded with dragons and learned their ways. She accepted, knowing her life would never be ordinary again. The truth of her secret, once a source of terror, became her legacy. Kryn flourished, exploring the skies and forests of their hidden planet, no longer confined, no longer starving. Luma, too, discovered a new sense of purpose, training with the elder Irithians and learning the ancient ways of their kind. But the galaxy, ever curious, would eventually know. Hollow news feeds picked up stories of a massive purple-scaled dragon seen streaking across Nevera skies, protected by a daring human pilot. Whispers of the last Irithian spread through every sector, and with them, tales of Luma Faraday, the ordinary engineer who defied an empire to save a creature that was meant to be extinct. Years later, Luma stood on a cliff overlooking the glowing rivers of the Irithian sanctuary. Kryn landed beside her, his tail brushing her shoulder. He looked at her, a mixture of gratitude and affection in his luminous eyes. You saved me, he communicated. You saved us all. No, she replied softly. We saved each other. In that moment, Luma understood the deepest truth of her 10-year secret. Love, courage, and compassion could defy the vastest galaxy, even in the cold expanse of space. Even when faced with unimaginable danger, a single act of care could change the fate of an entire species. And for once, she didn't hide her heart. She let it shine, just like Kryn's scales, against the dark canvas of the cosmos. The legend of Luma and the Irithian dragon will be whispered for generations, proof that even in a galaxy ruled by rules, laws, and fear, one human can make the impossible real. And somewhere among the distant stars, the Irithians waited, watching, patient, grateful, and alive.